So initially I wanted to do a video like 7 things I'd like to see in Summoner's War Update 7.0, but then I kept adding more things and more things and more things and more things. So basically at this point, it's just infinity amount of things that I'd like to see in Summoner's War Update 7.0. So that's what we're doing today, guys. Things I'm hoping for in Update 7.0. If you guys have anything that I don't mention in the video, please put it in the comments, because this way, maybe I know Comto's never gonna look at this, but maybe 1 in 1,000 chance that they actually look at this and they say, that person in the comments section had something interesting to say. They're never gonna say that. They're never gonna say that. Okay, whatever. Anyway, things I'm hoping for in Summoner's War Update 7.0. That's gonna be the next update. So, as we all know, Update 7.0 will be the next big update in Summoner's War. Currently, it's been delayed, as with other things in ComTours, like Summoner's War Chronicles. Is supposed to come out. Summoner's War Chronicles was supposed to come out this year, if you guys didn't know. But it's going to be pushed till next year. Delays have something to do, but it does look actually pretty decent. I'll give ComTours credit. It does actually look like a pretty decent game. Looks like they're actually putting effort into it. Delays have something to do with COVID pushing back development again, but whenever it happens, will be another major update. So here are some things I'm hoping to see when we finally get it. So Dimension Hole Dungeon, or, because you know we're getting more Dimension Hole Dungeons eventually, or 2 new 2A units. So the last new 2A dimension we got was in the last big update after SWC, Dimension Cauldron, and we know we're getting new ones eventually, so it makes the most sense. I feel like I should just read this page, because I keep saying it, and then I read the same thing again. And you guys, you keep repeating yourself. Makes the most sense for the next one to be included in the next major update. They consider updates 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, etc. to be major updates, which have a lot of juicy stuff, and 6.12, 6.13, 6.14, the smaller numbers, the minor updates. So just FYI, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, when I say major update, 7.0 major update is going to be 8.0. If the game lasts that long, no, it will last that long, it will last that long. I'm very confident. Potential dimension types include some kind of humanoid dimension for vagabonds, drunken masters, amazons, etc., or a hell inferno. I really feel like we're gonna get a hell one, because I mean, this one is like kind of like a death undead kind of dimension cauldron, but it's not really like a hell inferno kind of thing. And I think we're gonna get something like that, right, for things like the Inferno Salamander, Hellhound Golem, etc., etc. So that would be very exciting. I love these 2A units. I love playing with 3-star units that everyone has access to. This way I can show you things, and then everyone's got it. Everyone's got the units. So I really like these. I really like 2As in general. I think this is one of the best things that ComTours did, is those 2A monsters. Revamped Arena and Guild Wars. I like Arena. I know I'm the only one. I know there's just so many people, so much focus on RTA. And some people also hate RTA as well. Some people hate RTA and Arena. But I personally, I like Arena. I think it's fun. Weekly Arena challenges, I think, would be very cool. With limited monster pools and challenges to reward variety in gameplay. They will most likely never do this because it's more appealing to casuals and not esports. So it's not in their financial best interest, even though it would most likely benefit the health of the game overall. Examples include no Nat 5s. So, like an Arena, a week of Arena where there's no Nat 5, so it's basically just Lucian. Is what I'm trying to say, is it's basically just Lucian. But also this would be the most appealing to people that farm dungeons like crazy, farm runes like crazy, and happen to not get some of the most premium Nat 5s in the game, Tian Langs and stuff like that, because you know the super OP for Arena defense. And we would potentially see like a player that's been farming the crap out of runes, like crazy has very good would be a Lucian thing, but very good runes like that, and Nat 4s actually get legend there. Ignore defense not applied, so basically the exact opposite. It would be a Lucian doesn't really do anything here, right? So ignore defense not applied for like a weekly challenge, just for things like, like this week's a regular Arena week, and then the next week is like random weekly challenge where you could only do this kind of different monster pool. I think it'd be fun. They'll probably never do it, but boosted stats for X element weekly challenge, or something like water units have 20% extra 20% extra stats of all kinds, and then it would be a Julie Arena offense. We'd just see double Julie Arena offenses all the time. Could be interesting though. Could be interesting. 100% resistance automatically on every unit for like a weekly challenge. Attack bar manipulation skills don't work as a weekly challenge. Just different things. I mean, they did already do this for Guild Siege. So it looks like they are at least open to trying things like this out. Who knows if they'll actually do this, but I think it'd be cool to see some more of this. They added just the littlest bit in Guild Siege. And I think that really we could do for a lot more of this, because this would add a lot more variety. And then potentially give people renewed interest in parts of the game, Arena and Guild Wars, that a lot of endgame players just consider like, oh, we don't really care about that. That's not hardcore. It's not hardcore enough for us. So I know the people that are like, oh, Arena and Guild Wars are already very hard for me. I'm early game. Like, good job making it harder for me, Vaco. You're welcome. I'm sorry. One tap faster upgrades. Why couldn't we have this years ago? Just like how auto farming was a massive improvement, and at this point, I don't even know how we played the game without it, although many whales just use auto farming tools and apps regardless anyway. Before it was actually introduced into the game, we know that. They had it the whole time, but it's completely pointless and outdated game mechanics, which always sucked, to be honest, and were never fun to have runes take an hour or more to upgrade. It's completely unnecessary and not a feature. It's not if I don't know why Contrast thinks this is like an amazing thing. Like, oh, it adds some kind of special emotional connection. The emotional connection that I get from taking an hour to upgrade runes is that I want to emotionally give the middle finger to the devs 7 years later and for every day of the past 7 years. It's not fun. I don't know why they like it. Because they know we get emotional and the ups and downs and the manipulation and whatever. I'm so tired of it. This is why I don't play any other ComToUs games. For stupid things like this, ComToUs, if you're watching, it's reasons like this stupid crap that you do that I don't play any. I will refuse to play any other ComToUs nonsense games. So your lovely feature is actually stopping me and many other players from even trying any of your other games. So just FYI, just in case you didn't know that. What is that? I'm just ranting. It's just always a rant. Half of us aren't even looking at the screen when this happens. We just leave the room or put the phone to the side. I personally like to open up a competing game. I like to open up Genshin. I like to open up Epic 7. I like to open... Oh, soon I'll be opening Awaken Chaos Era. ComToUs, they're like, don't mention that game. Bagel, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, when it's out. It's not fully out yet. But when it is out, it's just in beta. So yeah, why we need this? We needed this years ago. There's no reason to not have that, really. TOA and Toa Hard changes. I don't know if this is really on anyone's radar, if anyone's thinking about this. We're all familiar with the TOA floors at this point, and we have been for a while. We have plenty of brand new monsters and 2A units that are nowhere to be found in TOA and TOA Hard. Some in TOA Hell. It doesn't need to be super challenging like TOA Hell, but it would be nice to see all of those new units represented in TOA and TOA Hard just to make it new and fresh. And the stage is already in there. Just swap out some of the old units for some of the new units. So it changes things up for everyone. The units are already in the game. They just need to be stuck in the levels. Shouldn't be that challenging. Shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't take a whole lot of development time. ComToUs like, good. We'll pretend it took us a year. Like, no. Okay, so this is just cosmetics. So probably we'll never ever see this, and I'm just wasting my time talking about it. Skins they'll never actually do since they're just cosmetics, serve no purpose. Reskins for Giant, Dragon, Lich King, Element Dungeons, probably irrelevant. I didn't finish writing this down. They're 7 years old, but probably irrelevant since everyone's just auto farming anyway. No one actually looks at them. But so I'm probably wasting my time even saying it. Skins for the graphical user interface. By the way, if you guys didn't know what GUI means, it's graphical user interface. To be maybe different colors than brown, right? Like we know the RTA 1 is blue. If you guys didn't know, the RTA 1 is blue. That's a thing that some people still don't know. They're like, how'd you get the blue skin? Like, you mean the RTA menu? I get that question. I'm not joking. But yeah, reskins for this. People were modding on Android for this to actually be a thing. They were doing different colored skins. But yeah, it would be cool to actually have those in the game, just like different options, you know, like in some other videos, some other RPG games, like I remember in Final Fantasy and things like that. Always got to go back to Final Fantasy 7. You could change the dialogue, but the colors of the dialogue boxes. So, yeah, maybe green, tan, black, etc., whatever. Different colors for the grass. So this is just a weird thing. I think I'm the only person that cares about this. So I'm maybe the only person that cares about this. Different colors for the grass on our islands. This is like more of a casual thing, but there are snowy trees and other decorations, but the grass is always the same color in every single island. It would be ridiculously easy, I mean ridiculously easy in code, to add some alternate color. Comp2us could do this in a matter of like minutes. Minutes. Even make them only available through achievements, like do 500 RTA matches, and then you have like just the white ground, so that you can put the snowy trees on the white ground. I have so many snowy trees on my Europe island. I don't know why I do it. I'm like, Europe, snowy trees. It would be cool to have snowy ground with the snowy trees. Maybe I'm the only one that cares about this. It's entirely possible. Win-win situation for players that like cosmetics, and Comp2us getting more players to play RTA. Make them achievements. You want us to do certain things. 2v2 RTA, and then we get snowy ground. I'll do 2v2 RTA for snowy ground, all right? Comp2us like, you're a stupid person, Bagel. That's correct, I'm a stupid person. All of this is pointless unless they can make a microtransaction for it, so I don't expect it to ever happen unless it's something in a $100 pack. So expect a $100 pack if they actually do this. Lols. But I mean, this could even go even further. Like, there's rocks. I didn't even put on here, but there's rocks on our island, like surrounding our island. Maybe we could have like volcanic rocks, right? Volcanic, like obsidian and things like that. Like, that would be very cool. That would add some more customization. I think this is a thing that a lot of casual players like. Hardcore PvP players tend to they like the skins that show their prowess in PvP, not necessarily like, I like a different color of grass. Maybe some of them like, nobody likes a different color of grass. I'm literally the only one that wants this, I know. So PC app. So many players want this. I know I'm not the only one, because so many players want this. One of the initial reasons for not having a PC client was that they didn't want people auto-farming easier. Now it's in the game. It's in the game. Many players are already playing on emulators and controlling their devices emulators or controlling their devices hardwired USB cables and PC clients. That's what I do, by the way, guys. Some people do emulators. I control my phone. When you see me using the mouse and keyboard, I control my phone using a power mirror is what I use. I use other stuff as well, but I don't play Summoner's War with emulators because they said a long time ago, they're like, we don't want people playing with emulators. So I said, okay, I'm going to follow the rules because I'm going to plan on complaining about a lot of stuff, so I want to make sure I at least follow the rules here. So, including their own employees and sponsored streamers use emulators, by the way. Don't think I didn't notice. Don't think a lot of us noticed, though. In addition to that, Windows 11 will stop. But they're like, don't use emulators. Sponsored streamers and employees using emulators. In addition to that, Windows 11 will have mobile app integration built in. In my opinion, they need to stop the boomer dev mentality and embrace gaming trends and stay fresh. I think it's time. I don't think that there's anything wrong with doing a PC client, or at least being like coming out and saying, hey, use emulators. We don't care anymore. It's fine. So it's time to enter 2021. Raid, Shadow Legends, Genshin Impact have PC clients, among others, as well as other gacha games. There's obviously a huge demand to play on PC. Why not either build a PC client or come out and publicly allow playing on emulators? So, next, improved RTA. Now let's talk about esports, guys. No more Guardian players farming Challenger Fighter. If you were in a certain rank class, I've said this a million times, you can't decay below a certain point. i.e. Guardian 1 can't decay below Conqueror 1 next season, or similar, or Conqueror 1 or Conqueror 2 or something like that, right? Whatever, just a couple ranks below. Even other games that have just come out and like, what was that Command & Conquer game? The Command & Conquer game, just day one, they did that. They were like, yeah, by the way, it's not going to be super painful for players to be farmed by people way stronger than them. That this is actually a thing. Like, they can't. Hearthstone does this. There's a lot of other games. I mean, they don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just see what's working on other games and implement that to make players happy. They don't need to create something brand new and see if it works. You just use something that works from another game. Changes to the absolute massive poop show of Fighter 3 players being between 1,200 to 70. It's actually above 7. I don't know where the threshold is, but it's already above 1,700 plus points this season. I think it might be 1710 at the time that I'm recording this, or even higher than that maybe. A significant portion of the community at all different like, this is too ridiculous. It's 1200. I had to do a whole video talking about how ridiculous this is. A significant portion of the community at all different power levels were lumped into Fighter 3 due to poor rank threshold balancing. There's no rank that should encompass that large of a player base. There are 14 ranks in RTA. A third of the players shouldn't be lumped into one of them. The thresholds need to be done. Thresholds needed to be done many seasons ago. It's just stayed broken for too long, became even more broken at this point. It really, I know a lot of high-level players are like, oh, we don't care about Fighter 3, but the fact is it's broken, and that leads to more people not playing RTA, more people being disappointed and disgusted with RTA, which is not what anyone wants. I know that they think that it's going to be fine if casual players don't play, but the less casual players play every season, the more it's just whales, the more you're going to get, the more someone's going to be in G1 and then fight against a Guardian player in Fighter 3 and get a ton of points taken away. And then you're going to care, guys. And then the hardcore players are going to care about the balancing after they get their points stolen. So maybe it's good to care about things before you get your points stolen. More creative special leagues. There are really only 20-star and 4-star or below. Pre-ban is barely a special league. It's very similar to regular season. Some of the things that are pre-banned that people don't even play with or don't even have some of the units as well. So it's basically kind of like the same thing as regular season. But yeah, the special leagues I think are very cool. It'd be nice to see. Also, 2v2 RTA I think is a nice idea. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play some more of that to really get a feel for it. I just feel like it's a get to 2v1 as soon as possible kind of situation, and I'm like, oh great, this is kind of not quite pleasant. Like, just try to be the person that they attack last is all 2v2 RTA is. But yeah, I mean the idea was there. I like the idea, but yeah. Anyway, another special league would be cool. I like the special league kind of things. I like the special bases in Guild Siege idea. I like these things where it's limited to forcing people to be creative with things, right? And use different monsters that they wouldn't think of. That's just a personal thing that I like. A safe space for beginners, and this I think is important. I think we don't really give too much focus on it. A safe space for beginners and casuals to play and enjoy RTA without being abused. They can't get a taste of enjoyment for the game mode if their only experience is stepping in for a few minutes and being abused and manhandled. They need a space to play against other players of their skill and experience level so they can learn and improve. There's no learning when someone 3 months into the game gets matched against someone with Guardian Wings and Transmogs in Challenger 2. I know a lot of people don't really care about this. They're like, why would I care about that because I am a high level and I shouldn't care about anyone low level? Like, for the health of the game long term, you want the game to flourish long term so that your count doesn't, like, so that people don't stop playing the game and then it's a dead game and then, like, you spent all this money on your count for a dead game, right? Nobody wants that. So I think it's good to care about all players at all different skill levels and all different levels of the game, because then it just makes the game healthy, right? More quality of life changes. Labyrinth Lanterns. This is a personal thing. I feel like I would like this. I don't know if everyone else would like this. Labyrinth Lanterns, the whole energy, Guild War swords, Siege swords, RTA wings on display small on the main screen so you can see what content is available at any given time, better than Labyrinth pop-ups that just get subsequently closed. So I personally, every time the Labyrinth thing pops up, I'm just like, close, close, close. I don't care. It's just a pop-up, close, 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 right? I like seeing the energy and the arena wings in the top right hand corner of the game, because then I'm like, oh, I can visually see, like, what do I still have to do today? Can look at that, say, oh, I gotta do some arena because I'm maxed out. And if there was other things there, I think that if there's too much there, it gets cluttered. So I think that a nice thing to do would be to have one in front of the other, like Dimension Hole Energy and RTA wings here, and then arena wings and energy, or arena wings and energy here, and then one of them gradually fade out and fade in, and then fade out and fade in just like this. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but just so it still occupies the same space on the screen, but you can kind of get a better view of, like, what other things that you haven't done today. That's just a personal thing for me. I don't know if anyone else cares about that. I don't know if anyone else would enjoy seeing that, but I mean, you could just keep clicking on Elia throughout the course of the day, but it's just nice to see when you look like to the side at your tablet or your phone or whatever, say like, oh, this is the things that I still have to do. But in reality, there's so many things that you have to do at any given time on any given day that it would just be like. So that's why Elia's there. She's like, you need an assistant. There's too much stuff to do in this game. At any given time, you need an assistant. Okay, so next, guild recruit messages being opt-out, so people already in guilds don't have to see spam every 15 seconds for things they have absolutely no use for. Again, this is maybe no one else can. No, actually, I do know that other people care about this because I've seen people complain about this too. They're like, I don't need guild spam all the time. I'm in a guild. I've been in a guild for years, the same guild. I don't need to see more guild spam. What do I get out of this? Why do I need this? So, yeah, it'd be nice to opt out, to have people opt out, and like only if I'm not in a guild, then I can see guild recruit messages, right? Or if I am like if I'm in a guild and I want to see guild recruit messages for whatever reason because I'm thinking of leaving, then you could turn that on or whatever. But yeah, it'd be nice to have something with that. Easy guild merge function. This may not be necessary, right? Easy guild merge function, so two guilds can merge seamlessly. There's so many guilds right now that have a lot of vacancies. It would be a nice way to consolidate things, but this is an almost zero chance of actually happening. It would just be nice since there's so many guilds that have like a little bit of players in them and a lot of emptiness, and I feel that the best situation to deal with all of those half-empty guilds is just easy guild consolidation. Then what do we have here? Search box for monsters when trying to find them. Maybe it's just a me thing that I like, or that I would like, because it's frustrating sometimes. I'm like, man, I can't find this monster. I know I have it. I know it's built. So I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of monsters built, right? Some people have hundreds and hundreds of monsters built. I've watched myself and others spend 30 plus seconds trying to find one unit on many occasions. We're like, I don't know where this is. I don't know. Some kind of open previous Hall of Heroes pack, like for example, like the Diaz, the Dark Death Knight. Some people are like, oh, I would like that for doing R5, but I don't have it because I wasn't playing when his Hall of Heroes was out. And he was an anniversary. He did come back in the anniversary Hall of Heroes, but maybe they weren't around for that anniversary Hall of Heroes either. So Comptos likes in-app purchases, so they can make this a pack to be able to get some of the previous Hall of Heroes for new players that may have missed some of the old ones that the community just expects players to have without having to wait for an anniversary Hall of Heroes event. Maybe. I don't know. Does anyone care about that? Does anyone want to... I know some people want previous Hall of Heroes that they missed. What do you guys think about that? 10x summons. Okay, so I'm not sure why every other game has this. Summoner's War has this for unknowns, refuses in their typical stubborn ways to put this in the game as usual. 10 pull. Summons for Mystical Scrolls. Would be nice to have those. Again, every other game at this point has them. So, Violent Procs. Oh, let's talk about Violent Procs, guys. Comptos did a fair thing when they limited the Violent Procs to one additional turn in RTA, since it was extremely obvious they could never pass it off as an esport if people randomly got 4 turns in a row, even though people can still randomly get 4 turns in a row, i.e. Diana. But it's easier to cover up currently and less out of control than it used to be. It was crazy. People were getting crazy. The first couple seasons of RTA, people were getting crazy amounts of turns. We were seeing some crazy replays. How many times am I going to say crazy? There needed to be, at the same time, a rollout of the same limitations for Violent Runes additional turns in all other areas of the game, most notably Arena and Guild Wars and Siege, because it's very frustrating when you get procced on over and over and over and over and over and over again. You're like, stop for a Siege defense or a Guild War defense. I mean, Guild War defense is not really as much of a thing, because generally you go into it, it's fairly cut and dry. You can use whatever units, but Siege, a lot of times there's more of an advantage, or it's more equal than it is in Guild Wars, since you have to keep bringing in different units to things. So the opponents have over time more of an advantage because you're not bringing your A squad anymore. You're bringing your B squad, your C squad to some of these matches. So you bring in your C squad, and then they proc, and then they proc, and then they proc, and then they proc, and it's like, how are you going to come back from all of those additional turns, right? If you're already bringing your C squad in. That's kind of what I mean. Obviously, they saw it was a problem, and they fixed it only for the content they were trying to push out for the competitor scene that was broadcast live, and knowing it was a problem, still left it in the other areas of the game. Typical come to us. Typical... I've gotten to the point where I've just accepted it. I'm like, they're just gonna keep broken things in the game. It's been 7 years. That's just standard operating procedure for them. Is it broken? Keep it in. Don't fix it. But why? Come to us. They're like, because esports. Because esports. This should have been fixed years ago when they openly admitted it was a problem instead of just leaving it broken. So, I think, is this the last one? The last one. Another mistake. I feel like there's going to be, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to have 5 different ones that I want to put in the video. And I'm like, re-record the video? Re-record the video, add a few new things. The nice thing about the dimension hole being a mysterious island for years was that it was a constant visual reminder that the game still had more to come. I'm pretty sure they did the same thing with the Rift of Worlds in the beginning as well. A visual reminder that the game was still being worked on. They still had more new exciting things physically visible in the game every day to remind us there were exciting new things in store for the future. There is currently no indication of anything exciting coming, which gave many players the green light of, okay, it's done now, I've experienced it all, and I don't need to play anymore. A new mysterious island in the game, I also didn't finish my quotes. A new mysterious island in the game would offer some more excitement for players, for things to look forward to, and encourage them to keep playing. So anyway, guys, these are some things that we'll probably not see any of these. We'll probably not see any. We'll probably see like a new dimension, new 2As or something like that, and then nothing else. Nothing else. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys. What do you guys think would be nice to see on for you? Like, what are you looking forward to? I know some of you are just gonna be like, I watch your comments. I know some of you are gonna be like, nothing. I stopped playing this trash game years ago. I read your comments. That's why I've become so toxic over the years. I just absorb them, and I've turned into toxicity. I've grown more toxic. I used to be a happy person, guys. I used to be a happy person. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoy. I will see you as always in the next one.